A good Sunday morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us here on Leading Edge. My name's Jeff Smith. So glad to have with us Tournament Director of the Solheim Cup, Becky Newell. She has been, oh my goodness, she has been a whirl of activity for the last, how many years going back, Becky, has this been in planning?
Oh, about 3 to 4 years.
3 to 4 years. And I got this sense, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, after Monday, it was kind of like President Bush when he unfurled that banner that said, mission accomplished. Was that how you were feeling?
Yeah, definitely mission accomplished. I mean, we still have, I think I would rather set up 3 or 4 tournaments than the day after and the weeks to follow, because it's a lot harder work then than it is, leading up to it. It's actually a little bit more exciting leading up to it than it is post event.
I'm going to try to ask you as many questions in the 10 minutes as we can, and they can be short form answer. But did you walk away from this, I guess, feeling like it beat your expectations?
Oh, absolutely. I think I mean, we just had so many milestones and very, very exciting, not only for the community, for the Inverness Club, for the membership, for our volunteer crew and all of our sponsors. We couldn't be prouder. And this community had really stepped up to make this and showcase Northwest Ohio and the city of Toledo to the world.
What were your thoughts as far as how Inverness would play a role in all of this? I'm not talking just the club itself. I'm talking the course and that beating your expectations, because I know one thing that grabbed my attention, and even for those who don't follow golf that much and maybe watching here this Sunday morning, that first opening round of match play, and you had Lexi Thompson go down, and correct me if I'm wrong, was it Altamare who she was playing?
Correct. Yes.
And they both bogeyed the first hole. Maybe nerves, maybe the course. What did Inverness tell you about this tournament?
I mean, the tournament as a whole, just basically when you look at John Zimmer's and leading our grounds crew in preparation, I mean, it's a world-class, venue. Our athletes needed to be prepared. I think there was a little bit of nerves that first day, but they're professionals. You just got to get it under your belt and just kind of pick up where you left off and get it all done.
Absolutely. So when you look at the crowd that came in, there was an estimated 130,000 people that made their way through the gates. You guys could not keep souvenirs on the store shelves there on the course. Everything was going like wildfire. But when you think about what could have been if there was more of an international contingent here, did you ever put numbers on any of that to think, yeah, we probably could have topped out at X number of people?
As far as merchandise, I know there's a question, merchandise and people.
Merchandise and people, I think more along the lines of if a bigger European contingent would have made the trip had we not been dealing with the uptick in the pandemic like we were.
I don't think there was an uptick in the pandemic at all. I mean, typically we get 6 to 8%. I've been saying that from the beginning, of folks overseas that come to the event. I just think that Toledo, I heard it from, 3 years ago, that walk-ups are typically, Toledoans don't buy tickets ahead of time. The community doesn't buy tickets ahead of time. And it was that last, the past 10 days leading up to the event, we had a lot of ticket purchasers.
Okay, then correct me if I'm wrong. Were there not a lot more people that were coming from overseas that didn't end up making the trip?
Yeah, there were some. Yeah, we had some volunteers who couldn't make the trip due to COVID because of what they have at their borders. The same thing here. But, typically a Solheim Cup has that 6 to 8%. Yes, we didn't have it, but the community, whether it was coming from Michigan, Pittsburgh, Indiana, we had a really good showing that helped us bring those numbers, up.
What were some of the, I guess, the comments that were played again and again that you heard either coming back to you, either said directly or coming from other areas, as far as feelings about the tournament, what they experienced, what they saw, the excitement, all of that?
I think it was anywhere around the world. Friends of mine in London, were commenting on it as they were watching it. Friends in California, past Solheim Cup sites, whether it was in Des Moines or it was in Colorado, when they were watching it on TV. But not only that portion, but also the high fives and the thank yous that we got from the folks around town, and what we were able to do and elevate, and that we did set the standard for not only Solheim Cup 2021, but for future events.
When we come back, we're going to take a first break here with Becky Newell from the Solheim Cup Tournament Director. We're going to take a first break. And then, Becky, when we come back, I want to talk a little bit about the fact that we've had so many comments come into our station about sports, women's sports, and the embracing that we see here in Toledo. I want to talk more about that here on the other side. Stay with us.